Good morning, Algebra Half students. This is Mr. Cornelio coming to you live from Trinity Lutheran School. We're talking about lesson 111, dealing with commission and profit. What they mean by commission is you have a salary of $300. You get a commission on everything you sell that month. Let's say you're in a clothing store, ladies, and you sell $26,000 worth of clothing in 1 month, and they give you 10% of what you sold and add it to your salary. So I take my 260, that's wrong there. It should be 26. Boy, that was really wrong. And that one's wrong there. Boy, catch it before I start teaching. I should be doing that, but I didn't. So $2,600, $26,000 times 10%, which is $26,000 times 0.1, okay, which means that I'm going to get $2,600 added to my monthly salary. So actually that month I made $2,900. Now just think about this. My salary's $300. Let's say I don't sell anything that month, I'm only going to make $300. So you know that you're going to be wanting to sell as much as you want or as much as you can. This really works for car salesmen. I don't know if they do it in clothing stores anymore. They did when I used to work in malls and stuff. But that's how commission works. So it's your salary, your commission percentage times what you sell, and that's how you work that. Now the other part is about profit. Profit is, let's say you own a store. Everything you buy to sell in your store, you mark it up 40%. Your expenses to pay for your insurance, lighting, heating, employees is $5,200 a month. You bought $16,000 worth of merchandise to sell in your month. You sold that $16,000 worth at 40%, so 16,000 times 0.4 equals $6,400. That's how much you made that month. But you have to put out $5,200. So you subtract that from how much you made, and you as the store owner made $1,200 that month. So once again, it's marked up 40%. You have to pay out $5,200. You paid $16,000 for some merchandise. You marked it up, which you earned $6,400. You paid all your bills, and you were left with $1,200. Okay, I'm going to pause this and do your next lesson. We shall see you shortly. Well, we're back. Lesson 112, probability, lesson 1 on it. Probability, remember, is what's the chances of you getting something, winning something, obtaining something. Let's say I have a spinner. There's 4 parts to my spinner. I spin it. What's the probability it'll end up on 2? There's 4 probabilities. There's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 1, 2. So I have 1/4 of a chance for it to land on 2. When I flip a coin, I have tails or heads. What's the probability when I flip a coin I'll have tails? Well, there's two opportunities, the heads or tails. So I only have 1 tail. So the probability of getting a tails is 1/2. Probability of flipping a coin to get a heads is 1/2. Let's say I roll dice. And I want to roll, what's the probability I'm going to roll dice, the numbers being larger than 4? Well, there's 6 numbers on a dice. There's 2 numbers larger than 4, 5 and 6. So there's 2/6 of a chance, which reduces, there's 1/3 of a chance for me to roll a number that's larger than 4. If this would have included 4, then there would have been 3/6, and it would have been 1/2. Okay, this is from the example in your book, 112.2. There's a chart there. You're going to have to use that for a while until you remember what you're doing there. The chart gives all the possibilities of you rolling 2 dice and coming up with certain numbers. Well, they want you to use that chart. What is the probability that my 2 dice are going to add up to 7? Well, I have 5 plus 2 and 2 plus 5. I have 4 plus 3 and 3 plus 4. And I have 1 plus 6 and 6 plus 1. So there's 6 chances out of the 36 possible that I'm going to get a sum of 7. When I reduce that, it is 1/6. That's why so many people think 7 is a lucky number. It is the greatest probability when you're rolling 2 dice to come up with a 7. The second one, what if the sum of 4? Well, I have 2 plus 2, 3 plus 1, and 1 plus 3. Notice I don't go 2 and 2 again because I've already got 2 and 2. So there's three chances of rolling that, and I reduce that, it would be 1/12. If you just read through the lesson, I think you'll be able to do this one pretty easily. A lot of you know already probability and all that kind of stuff. So now I'm going to go to lesson 113, and I will be right with you. I'm back. Now we're to lesson 113, dealing with inch scale and metric scale. They're going to have rulers, and they're going to have you use your rulers. So you need to make sure you have a ruler that has metric and inch scale to it. So an inch scale always uses fractions. So I don't write it as 4.5 inches. I write it as 4.5 inches, or 4 9/16. So here's a ruler. There's 16 parts to this 1 inch. So I'd go 1 inch, I'd count over where my arrow is, it's 6, 1 6/16. Sometimes they may want you to reduce it, so it'd be 1 3/8. The metric system uses decimals. I wouldn't write this as 4 7/10. I'd write it as 4.7 centimeters. If they want it in millimeters, remember it's going to be 47 millimeters. So if I look at this, if this was centimeters, then it would be 1.6 centimeters or 16 millimeters. And that's your lesson for 113. I really think you guys are pretty good at this already at measuring. We've done a lot of practice with this. These are your 3 lessons for this week. Please finish them, and then you complete your test that you have for this week also. Good luck, and get them done.